lesson for today. Today we're going to be working on things that we've already learned in 3rd grade. But specifically, we're going to do a little extra practice on
comparing and contrasting two things or elements of two stories.
to be able to compare. Give me a synonym for compare, please. You can just say it out loud. Similar. Alike. Okay. And contrast.
Different.
Show me the brainy. Different. That helps you remember difference is how two things or two items or two stories are different. So we're comparing and contrasting two things or the elements of two stories. There's a vocabulary word up here I'm not real sure about. What does Ms. Toscano mean when she says the elements of two stories? Think about that for a minute. The elements of two stories. Talk to your shoulder partner about it. You just turn around and join it. Yep. Thank you for just partnering up, Manola. Sophia, join a group. Jude, Sophia. Elements. What are the elements of a story? If I said elements of two stories. Elements. Mackenzie, talk to him about what elements are. What do you guys come up with? What are elements of a story? Okay, the type or the genre. Okay, you might compare the genre. What'd you guys come up with? Okay, that's part of it. Absolutely. Might be comparing the theme or the moral or lesson. Good.
It's like the theme, the characters, the setting.
Big word. One word we learned yesterday starts with a P.
Parts of speech, character. Plot. Yeah.
Plot. That's what you're talking about. Okay. Oh, class.
Oh, yes.
Hands and eyes.
And
Didn't get to this side of the room. I'll get to you next. For today's, guys, just so you know, I'm going to try to stay my 6 feet. I'm going to keep my mask down. But when I do come in your close proximity, I will make sure I put my mask back up, just so you can hear me clearly for this lesson. What did we come up with? What are the elements of a story? We're talking and we're trying to get ready and learn everything that we need to learn. And yesterday we had a great lesson starting out talking about comparing and contrasting. Bryce, if we're comparing elements or contrasting elements, what might we be comparing or contrasting? Elements. What are they? The plot. Absolutely. What makes up the plot? Everyone?
the
The setting, the characters,
the
events,
where it takes place.
where it takes place. That's the setting. Ooh, thank you for remembering that from yesterday. We might be able to compare and contrast the moral, theme,
Genre.
the lesson to be learned. We might compare the genres. Okay? Super. All right, have a seat, my friends. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to have you there is a little note card in front of you. I'd like you to quickly put your name and number on that note card and number it 2, 3, 4, 5. Don't put anything for number 1, except your name can be number 1 if you'd like. Number 1, your name. And then put a number 2, because you're going to write an answer for me for number 2. Doesn't matter how you do it, Eddie. I am good. However you decide.
How many numbers do you want us to put? 5?
you know type of quiz. We're gonna do a quick brain pop. There's gonna be 4 questions that I'm gonna have you answer. So let's start off with finding out a little bit about what you know about comparing and contrasting. All right, so there's no right or wrong. This is not a grade, don't need to be worried. I just wanna see where you are and what you know. All right, so we're gonna start with question number 2.
How are these two animals alike?
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, read me choice A.
They are west.
B,
They both have fur.
C,
Cats are much smaller than dogs.
D.
The dog has brown hair, the cat has black.
Okay, go ahead and put your answer down on your note card, please.
You just write the
Just the letter. All right, question 2, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, we have to give you the answer.
Okay. Yes.
All right, question 3. A snake is a reptile. Your turn, Reed.
A turtle is a reptile, which correctly combines 2 sentences to make a. I know what you could do. You could just
Read choice A.
A snake is a reptile.
Read choice B, everyone.
A snake is different from a turtle.
Choice C, everyone.
A snake is a reptile, but a turtle is too.
D.
A snake is a turtle, both reptile.
Give me your answer, ladies and gentlemen, quickly. Do, 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 A snake is a reptile. A turtle is a reptile. Which correctly combines the 2 sentences to make a comparison? Is it A, a snake is also a reptile?
No.
And eliminate.
Don't know what they're comparing.
Here's your strategy. What, Mila? What'd you say?
That's me.
Oh, what'd you say, Sophia?
I said that you don't know what they're comparing.
We don't know what they're comparing. They only told us the snake is also a reptile. B, a snake differs from a turtle?
No.
C, a snake is a reptile, zoop, but a turtle is too.
No. No.
Or a snake and a turtle are both reptiles.
Yes.
Choice D is what my class is saying. All right. Number 4. Which word signals a comparison in this sentence? Like frogs, toads must live near water to survive. Is it the word frogs and toads in that sentence that is a signal to tell us it is a comparison? Is it the word survive that tells us it is a signal for the word comparison? Is it the word must or the word like? Which word, reading detectives, is a signal word? I don't have my little magnifying glass. Which word is a signal word to tell us that they're comparing 2 things? Comparing 2 things. There's 1 signal word in there, guys. 1 clue word. Girls, tell me what that word might be. D.
Seriously?
Because they're putting them alike.
Can you explain it to her, Hayden?
Because it says the signal that compares to the sentence because it's telling them how frogs and toads are alike.
Also, Sophia, there's another clue. Eyes up here, please. Ladies and gentlemen, read the first 3 words to me.
Which word
I thinking here, Mila?
The S at the end. If there was an S at the end, then maybe it would not.
But they're
It
just
would
looking
be
for
it.
one singular
Yeah.
word, and the word like is what we're gonna get to in our lesson today.
Yes.
That tells you it's a signal word. Super. All right. And the last one, very quickly, my friends. Moby likes apples. Your turn, popcorn.
Mia likes apples, which comparison is correct.
You girls read me A.
Moby likes apples, however, Mia likes apples.
Boys.
Moby likes apples and also likes
Moby likes apples and also likes Mia. Is that a correct comparison?
No.
No. Moby and Mia both like apples. See, Moby is the same as Mia.
No, Moby's a robot.
All right, answer choice is
C.
What is it?
C.
Moby and Mia both like apples.
Moby.
Ladies and gentlemen, do me a favor. Go ahead and see how you did on that quiz. Look at your little quiz right now. Excuse me, please. And go ahead and put your heads down. I'd like to see with a thumbs up. I think I did pretty well. I didn't miss any. I'd like to see a thumb in the middle if you only missed one or two. And I'd like a thumbs down if you missed more than one. Show me your thumbs, please. Thumb up if you did great. Thumb in the middle if you missed one or two. And a thumb down if you didn't do so well. All right, you may open your eyes and lift your heads. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, my friends. We will come back and visit Moby a little bit later. Today we're going to take a little introductory brain break to learn a lesson. You are going to stay in your seats for this brain break. Everything has party.
Everybody's doing it. In fact, we do it all the time. We compare and contrast when we're in the store, deciding what cereal to buy. We compare and contrast when we pick up what movie to see, or a player we want for our fantasy football league. I'll break it down for you. Comparing and contrasting. Get with it. That's when you think how things are similar and different. We're not comparing things, I talk about how they're the same. When I contrast, it's the differences that I name. I analyze how they're similar and different. I look at them close. Yeah, I get specific. I compare and contrast two books, three foods, two unicorn dudes named Opie and Stu. Yeah, that's how we do. But what's even wiser, before I write, I'ma use a graphic organizer. A Venn diagram, yeah, I'll show you that. I just draw two circles that overlap.
Tell me again what they just said the name of this graphic organizer is, ladies and gentlemen.
Venn diagram.
A Venn diagram. You use Venn diagrams in my class all the time. We use them in every subject area: science, math, reading, writing. You've done Venn diagrams probably since you were in kindergarten. One side tells you how things are.
Alike.
One side tells you how.
Different.
Right? Okay. So we're going to go ahead and take a look.
In the middle, alright, whatever's the same, just list the differences in the other spaces. Three things to compare, what should I do with it? I could add a third circle, so let's get it. I compare when I say how
When they overlap, how they're similar, the same.
both literature. I contrast when I say how things are different. Give examples and get specific. You get it? I compare when I say how things are similar or the same. Yeah, I bet that sounds so familiar. I contrast when
Okay? So you saw the cookie is a dessert. The apple is a fruit.
I say how things are different, give examples and get specific. You get okay, I have to write an essay. Here's the prompt. Would you rather be a wolf or a domesticated dog? Domesticated dog is like a pet. I'ma compare and contrast, not to help me pick. I use transition words to help my readers know that I'm comparing and contrasting. Here we go. First I'll compare how they're the same. Both have fur coats for the wind. it too. I'm like a wolf, which has to hunt. And if it can't find much food, they go hungry for months. A wolf can run free, do anything it pleases. While domesticated doggies are tied up with leashes. So while I might like to be a pet dog for a while, I want to be free. That's the call of the wild. I compare when I say how things are similar. Like dollhouses and ponies, miniature. I contrast when I say how things are different. Give examples and get specific. You get it? I compare when I say how things are similar or the same. Yeah, but that sounds so familiar. I contrast when I say how things are different. Give examples and get specific. You get it?
Alright. So ladies and gentlemen, in this vocabulary, they gave us a few examples of transition words. Some transition words. Everett, would you please turn on the light for us? I need you to take your reading journal, open it up to our notes for today. Reading journal, reading journal, reading journal. Woo! In second grade, you did a lot of comparing and contrasting of two objects. In third grade, we step it up a notch. And now we ask you to look at all the parts or elements of a story. Not just one story, but two stories. So now we're moving up on our way to college, getting more knowledge. We're moving it up, and we are going to be not just comparing and contrasting two things, but now we have to look at all the parts of two different stories and tell how they are synonym for alike, similar, or the same. And we talk about how they are, show me, different. And that's called what? This different part is called what? Contrast. Good. In your reading journal, if you would follow along with Ms. Toscano. Comparing and contrasting. What are some things that we can compare and contrast in two stories? What could we compare and contrast in two stories? Kate? Okay, specifically, what are we talking about? How what are alike? Aiden?
The two stories.
Specifically, the elements, what are we comparing? Sophia?
Maybe the characters.
Thank you. Characters. We can compare the characters. What else? Nayeli? Moral or the lesson? Or the theme? How are the themes alike or different? Aiden?
You can compare the setting.
Thank you. Oh, class. What is the setting of a story?
Where it started to explain.
And? Two W's.
Located.
Where?
Where
And
when.
when. That's the setting of a story. What else might we compare? Eddie, thank you.
The events.
Thank you so much. The events. Those events, think of our mountain. Our flat mountain. What else might we compare or contrast? Mila? They already did it. No worries. Okay. Hey, Mackenzie?
What happens?
Okay, all the events, the what happens, the problem, and the solution. What comes right before the problem and solution, though?
Climax.
The climax. Shortening up problem and solution for our notes. Prob for problem. SOL for solution. How does the problem get solved? Everett?
Plot.
Okay, all these things that we're describing, Everett is saying, is giving us the big word, the big umbrella word is the word plot. Yes?
The ending.
The solution, that's the ending, right? How did the story end? Yes? The rising action. Love this! You guys are remembering all our vocabulary. Thank you. The rising action are our events. Ladies and gentlemen, you guys have done a fabulous job talking to me about some of the elements of the story that we can compare and contrast. Now, taught you that in 3rd grade, as a reader, your job is to be a reading detective. And I can't draw too well, but that's supposed to be my little magnifying glass, and it's good. It's all good. So there are some clue words. There's some clue words when we do comparing. And you might hear them in the sentence or in the text. When we compare how things, people, places, events, we compare how things are alike or similar. Brain Pop, there was one word they told us is a signal word. We call them signal words. I'm going to write that down. And it's kind of like a big flag that's getting waved in front of your face as the reader, saying, look here, look at me. This is what the function of this sentence is. And they give us signal words like the word like. Or same. If you hear the word same in a sentence, your little beautiful brain should go ding, 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 ding. I'm comparing. What am I comparing? You might hear the word both. That's a signal detective clue word. You might hear something like in common. Alligators and crocodiles have similar eating habits in common. That would tell you we are comparing how they have things alike. Same, both, similar. There's a lot. As well as. Just a little phrase for a signal word that tells you how things are similar. Comparing. What types of things do you compare with your cereal?
Should I eat something like a little sugary?
Okay.
Or just some plain old Cheerios?
Got it. You know what's funny, Kate? Without us even knowing it, we compare and contrast things all day long. You're constantly comparing and contrasting. It's kind of a cool thing. All right, let's get some signal words for contrasting. Contrasting is how things are different. Make a neat little anchor chart in your journal right now and talk to me about how things are different when we contrast. Differences. Kinsley has blonde hair, but JL has brown hair, dark hair, black hair. How they're different. Did you hear me use the word but? That's a clue word for differences. Signal words for contrasting. But. Can you think of any more? difference, you might hear the word different or differences. Absolutely. I'm just going to put different, but it could be differences. How about although? However. Instead. Unless. These are just a few signal words. And the last phrase I'm going to give you, on the other hand. On the other hand, Finding Nemo is a fun story. On the other hand,
Finding Dory?
Old Yeller is a sad story.
What? Who's that?
That's a book my daughter read in 3rd grade, and she cried and cried. Okay, so you might hear the words on the other hand. So reading detectives, I've given you some signal words and some clue words that you can look for in a sentence or in a paragraph or in a passage. That your beautiful brains are going to go ding, 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 ding. This is obvious, mind blown, that they are comparing, which like Nayeli said means or contrasting, which are all the differences. And again, remember all the things we compare and contrast. We can compare genres. We can compare the plots. Characters. All right. And ladies and gentlemen, on the floor underneath your desks, I have provided you with a little good type of cheat sheet with more signal words for comparing and contrasting. These can go inside your green unfinished folders and keep. Signal words, I just gave you some more so you didn't have to write them all out. Or if you didn't get all of Ms. Toscano's notes this morning, you have them right here, okay? So go ahead, please, and put this in your green unfinished folder. And let's put away our reading journal. And boy, do I have something fun planned for you right now. I'd like you to turn to your shoulder partner, and I'd like you to tell your shoulder partner just how excited you are for this little bit of golden nugget knowledge that Miss Toscano is going to share with you right now. Turn to your shoulder partner and say, "Oh, sweet mama, I'm so excited." I can't wait to learn about. Okay, on your desk from this morning's social studies lesson. Hold on, Denise, don't put that away yet. Hold on, Denise, don't put that away yet. On your desk from this morning, you have your Canada map that we colored in after we read in social studies. I would love for you to turn this over on the back side right now, and I would like for you to please draw a large map, Venn diagram. Now please make it big so you can fit the words on each side and in the middle. Don't make these little tiny skinny area in the middle. We need a big space, so use your whole paper. Now, this morning we learned all about Canada. I would like us to compare and contrast the United States and Canada. And I would love for you to try to use some of your vocabulary words that we used and learned today in social studies. So, on one side of the map, we're going to make it all about the
U.S.
United States. On the other side of the map, we're going to make it all about
Canada.
oh, Canada.
In the middle, we're gonna make it about both.
In the middle, we're going to make it about
Life.
social study geniuses to take 1 minute without Miss Toscano to try to list as many things as you can on your Venn diagram about the United States and Canada and the ways that they are alike, the ways that they are different. Go! Vancouver. Yeah, good. Good connection. It's back tomorrow. It's tomorrow's reading about Canada. Okay, ladies and gentlemen. All right, talk to me. What do we have? Nayeli, give me something. Tell me, you need to specify, be specific and tell me which side of the Venn diagram this goes on.
The United States and Canada, they're both alike because people bring many things.
Okay, they bring their culture. Oh, wait. There's a vocabulary word to go with that. She said they bring many of their different cultures. We both have lots of immigrants. It's on the board this morning. And we're made up of many different immigrants. And she said they bring their customs. They bring their customs with them. So, what could both countries, the United States and Canada, be called?
The mixing pot.
Remember, we're a big melting pot for many different cultures, cuisines, traditions. We are so lucky to have all these different influences from other countries. What else, Mila?
In Canada, it snows.
Does it snow in the United States?
No. Yes.
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 Wait, yes it does.
Did I just show you a video of New
New
Jersey?
Jersey is in the United States, but it doesn't snow in Florida.
It's okay. Oopsie. Oopsie. You're still cool. Tell me where you want me to put that.
I was gonna put that in the Canada.
Right, but now where are you going to put it?
In the bowl.
But you know what, sweetheart? You're not used to snow. It doesn't snow in Florida, so I understand why you thought that. But think up north. Think Michigan, Ohio, New York, New Jersey. So we would say that we learned this morning that it snows in Canada a lot. What else? And the United States we know. What else, Eddie?
5 million or 1,000 people settled from different countries.
Do you remember which country specifically?
Cuba.
Help him. French. Remember, there's a lot of French settlers. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I'm putting it on Canada's side, but really, we have a lot of French settlers in the United States as well. But Eddie was talking specifically about the 500,000 immigrants that moved to Montreal, I believe.
Quebec.
Quebec? I don't know. It's one of those. That settled just in that city. So I put it on both spots, okay? French settlers really condensed and concentrated hard in a couple of the French cities. What else? Talk to me.
They both have Vancouver.
Oh, they both have cities named Vancouver. Love it. One is in British Columbia, Canada. And in the United States, States, it's in which state?
Washington State.
Washington State. Thank you. Sophia.
In Canada, they celebrate different holidays.
Okay. They celebrate holidays different than the United States?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna hold off on that because tomorrow is our reading lesson all about the holidays, and then we can figure out if they have any in common. But they might have different holidays, she's saying. Yes, Mackenzie?
In the U.S., they have over 50 states.
Oh, okay. Mackenzie, in the United States, we have states. In Canada, they're called provinces, and I don't think I can spell it correctly, but I'm gonna try. Provinces. So British Columbia, Canada, it's a province. So we have states, they do not. What else?
Canada started the hockey.
Oh, Canada was the first place that hockey originated. Hockey originated in Canada. We're gonna read more about that tomorrow with the sports and leisure and holidays. We have hockey in the United States because we have hockey players right here in our classroom.
They started it.
But they originated. Actually, the Native Americans started it. Were they Native Americans in Canada? I don't know. My son is a huge hockey player. He did a whole senior project all about it originating by the Native Americans. Talk to me though, just specifically about our Venn diagram, and we need to move on. My friend Kate.
Florida's very hot.
Okay, so the climates are different, right? Are there tropical climates like we have in Florida? Are there tropical climates up in Canada?
No.
It's all the way up in the northern hemisphere. It's up by the Arctic
Ocean.
Circle. So they do not get tropical climates. The United States has tropical climates. I love it. And they have kind of what we would just call average temperatures and really, really cold. But it never gets tropical warm, 85 degrees with palm trees blowing. It can get up to 85, but it's rare. Very, very rare in Canada. The palm trees are in tropical climates. So he wants to know, does Canada have palm trees?
No.
No tropical climates. Okay, my friends, you get the idea, comparing and contrasting. How things are alike and how things are different.
We didn't really put that much on the U.S.
Well, tomorrow we can add to this. All right, pencils down, mirrors up, mirror words and gestures. Our question for today. How do I compare and contrast? I compare by telling how two or more things are alike or similar. I contrast by telling how two or more things are different. Okay, I want you to turn with your shoulder partner. Mirror words and gestures. One friend asked the question. Our question for today, how do I compare and contrast? And then the other person repeats. Get with a partner, join a group. Quickly, commitment number 1. Mirror words and gestures. Go. Go, one of you start. Who's starting? One of you and the other two mirror her words. You start.
Your words and gestures.
Words and gestures.
Our question for today
Is about comparing and contrasting.
Canada and the United
Okay, hold on. Not specifically Canada, just how do I compare and contrast?
How do I compare and contrast?
You got it.
I don't know how. So we need to.
Okay, what do you do?
What do you do?
To compare.
To compare. No. To compare. If you see
she said. You have to repeat after her. So, to compare, I look at two stories and find out how they are similar or different.
Okay, your
You guys know it?
Yes.
Mirror words and gestures?
Okay. Well, I don't know anything about it. Mirror words and gestures. Our question for today.
Let's review this. Our question for today.
Mirror words and gestures. Mirror words and gestures. Our question for today.
When you're done, switch. The other person teaches. High five and switch.
How do you compare?
Okay?
How do you compare and contrast?
So first, I have to
today. No,
compare
Okay, your turn.
how two things are
Mirror
alike
words and gestures.
or contrast. How two things
How do you compare?
are different. Here's all. Here, high five. Oh, class.
Oh, yes.
One more time, mirror words and gestures.
Mirror words and gestures.
Our question for today.
Our question for today.
How are?
Sorry,
excuse me. Back up. Whoop, reverse. Our question for today.
Our question for today.
How do I
How do I
compare and contrast
compare and contrast
two stories?
two stories?
To compare,
Compare.
I tell
I thought
how the stories
how the stories
are alike.
are alike.
To contrast,
To contrast,
I tell
I tell
how the stories
how the stories
are different.
are different.
Mirrors off.
Here's all.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, on your desk yesterday, it's your turn to practice. So yesterday, we practiced together A Cave for Harvey and The Big Fish. Today, this is your task. Please find the two stories called Lunchtime and Friends.
Almost
Class. Commitment number one. Follow directions quickly. Commitment number two. Raise your hand for permission to speak. Again, commitment number two. Raise your hand for permission to speak. It's just a gentle reminder from your teacher. Today, you and your shoulder partner are going to read the story called Lunchtime and the story called Friends, and you are going to tell me how they are alike and how they are different. I want you to compare the settings. Oh, class. Tell me what you think of when you hear the word setting.
Where it takes place.
W.
Where it's located.
W.
Where and when.
The plot is the characters and the problem and the
Moral.
events and the
Climate.
climax and the solution and the last thing you're going to compare and contrast is the theme. As you're reading, be a reading detective and look for clues. If you see something, underline it as you go. Your task for today is to compare and contrast two stories, Lunchtime and Friends. You and your shoulder partner will read them together. Then you will discuss and fill in the graphic organizer at the bottom. Are there any questions? Okay, Mila, would you please work with Anderson, and Sophia, would you join them as well?